Welcome everyone to Clarky's Closet, a podcast. Hello everybody, it's Mark Clark here again. Today we're going to have a listen to and a chat about my second musical comedy, Ponsemby's Castle. Written in 95, produced in 1996 at Windsor High School, New South Wales, Australia, and all the good kiddies there. How you all doing? Oh, good. I'm very happy to hear that. This is about my second musical comedy, Ponsemby's Castle. This one's about an upper-class twit called Ponsemby, who is basically he's got 3 trees left in his forest. These 3 trees are standing on stage when our play starts, and they're all speaking parts, of course. Poor buggers had to stand there with a trunk around them and leaves all over them and chatting to one another. And, of course, eventually, by the end of it, 2 of them have been thrown into the furnace. One of them actually escapes, but that's later on in the story. Ponsemby and his friend Charles are walking through their forest at the very beginning, and we find out what an absolute twit Ponsemby is, of course. Being upper-class English, it's easy to have a go at him. But at this particular time, as some of you may recall, some of the older people might recall, there was that business with Jack Chirac, in the Pacific. He wanted to bring radiation to our part of the world. Nuclear stuff was going to come in to an island. And that was a big deal at the time. So I made fun of the French as well, and of course of the Australians, which is always pretty easy. And this first song I'm going to play for you is a couple of songs in to the show. It's called Love Is Just a Heartbeat Away, and it's sung by Jacques, who is the French lover, played by a little guy, and very, very funny. At one point he's after the Australian woman who's rather butch and macho, and he does the old bit where he kisses her up the arm. But we brought on a ladder so he could kiss her up the arm, round the back of the neck, bring the ladder round, and he kissed her down the other arm. And it was actually very funny. So this is the, I can't remember, 3rd or 4th song, I think, from Ponsemby's Castle.
Bonjour, my little tiny princess. A good day, as you Australians say. Mon Dieu, listen to my heartbeat. Can you feel the rhythm as it beats through my veins? Love is just a heartbeat away. My heart is the natural made of Swiss cheese. My soul is an island of flame. My love, listen to my heartbeat. Can you hear the melody of the Marseillais? Love is just a heartbeat away. The confusion winds in your helpless little heart, like the fusion winds in the South Pacific. My love, listen to the wind. It says I love you. Oh, I love you. Ah, je t'aime, je t'aime. Bonjour, my Jew love the Pacific. I feel here how my love radiates. My love is a volcano in the ocean. Jack Chirac would love you if he was here today. Love is just a heartbeat away. As the isotopes disperse throughout the sea, so our love it will grow like a nuclear leak. My love, listen to the wind. It says I love you. Oh, I love you. Ah, je t'aime, je t'aime. I love you, my little one. Ah, je t'aime, ma petite, mon chéri. You are my Marie Antoinette, my queen. You are my empress. You are my Josephine. The confusion winds in your helpless little heart, like the fusion winds in the South Pacific. The isotopes disperse throughout the sea, so our love it will grow like a nuclear leak. Oh, my love, listen to the wind. It says I love you. Oh, I love you. I've lost my head, my little princess. My queen, let me take you away. My heart is a nuclear explosion, killing all the fishes as they swim in the waves, condemning all the lobsters to a watery grave. Love is just a heartbeat away. As I try, I love you, oh, I love you. I
It's always fun to be able to make fun of the French and the Australians and the British and just about anybody you can name. Well, I mean, that's what life's all about, isn't it? Taking the mickey, as the Pums would say. And I am a Pum. I was born in England, from Southend. That's where I come from, Southend. But I don't talk like that because I came out here when I was 5, by boat. That's how old I am. There aren't as many years as I have, you know. I like the goons and all that sort of stuff, being an old fella. Okay, on to the next song. I just might mention that this particular play has played a few times. I went down to Melbourne to see it, which was a wonderful experience, and they did a really good job of it. Added a few little things here and there, individual touches, which I thought were very clever, that involved students, which is always good. It's good to have lots of kids involved in the show, and the more the merrier. They had a little band, and it sounded really good. I very much enjoyed that. Yes, this next song. Okay, well, there's all sorts of stuff going on in this play. It really is very silly. And there is a witch involved. And, you know, boo where appropriate, kids holding up boo signs, that sort of thing, like a pantomime. But this particular pantomime involves a witch called Natasha. And her song is a real punky rock-type song when she comes on, and she basically affronts the audience as an introductory song. A song, actually, I had already written and recorded the music to another song called My Old Lady, which is another story. But I decided to change the words for this because it was a really good, rocky, guitar-driven song that introduced her character very well and got her off side with the audience before things even started. And after the song, she gets stuck into the audience and they had to boo back at her. Anyway, have a listen to this one. This is called Natasha the Witch. It's sung by Jessica Zamprogno, my singer at that time. Very good singer. And we actually etched up it was done on 8-track. So all I did was sped it up a little bit, or slowed it down, and then I sped it back up again, and her voice has that, well, you'll hear the quality it has. Here it is, Natasha the Witch.
Natasha the Witch. I'm gonna make fun, laugh, and deride you. I'm exceedingly sick, and I don't like you or the person beside you. This old lady, straight from Hades. I like children, especially with gravy. I'm a nutter from the gutter. Nothing's gonna save you from my evil ways. Natasha's gonna get you suckers any day. Satan's little sinner with an attitude problem. Hey, are you looking at me? You got something to say? Hey buddy, look away, or I'm gonna get you. Natasha's gonna get you. Better look away.
So the witch got to sledge the audience, and the audience got to boo and sledge the witch, which was a lot of fun. Ponsonby's castle was a pretty manic sort of a thing. There were 4 twits running around the place. We had little animals that were shot, obviously, off stage, and they ended up as trophy heads in the second act, and the poor buggers had to stand on behind this big thing. Actually, it was really good. Ray in the industrial arts made this very elaborate thing so the kids could stand behind it was at the Richmond School of Arts out here near Windsor, Richmond, North Richmond, Currajong, Bowen Mountain Way out here in the Hawkesbury of New South Wales. And the backdrop at the School of Arts, we had to put holes in our own backdrop, and then the kids had to stand behind it on a big wooden thing and be portraits, and they kept talking, of course. That was a lot of fun, but that's in Act 2. So just to go back, I think this is the end of Act 1, and this song says a lot about Ponsonby and a lot about England and the way that England has behaved, colonising the world over the years, a hot topic now, but this is a song. They redeem themselves at the end, all right, I'll tell you that. But the name of this song is, before you start complaining, they do redeem themselves at the end of the show. But we had everybody sing this. Placards were held up and everybody got a chance to sing. Let's kill all the animals and cut down the trees.
Let's kill all the animals, cut down the trees. Let no man ever dispute it. If there's no sign of movement, then cut the thing down. If it shows signs of movement, then shoot it.
When I was a lad, I was given a gun to me practice. The woods rang aloud. At the age of 11, I murdered me mum, and me dad was incredibly proud.
Let's kill all the animals, cut down the trees. Let no man ever dispute it. If there's no sign of movement, then cut the thing down. If it shows signs of movement, then shoot it.
Britain was built on the back of the axe and the ship and the gun. We would sail to the shores of less civilized men and kill everything under the sun.
Let's kill all the animals, cut down the trees. Let no man ever dispute it. If there's no sign of movement, then cut the thing down. If it shows signs of movement, then shoot it.
There's nothing to warm an aristocrat's heart as the sight of a tree falling down, or the sight of a fox with a 4-minute start lying inert on the ground.
Let's kill all the animals, cut down the trees. Let no man ever dispute it. If there's no sign of movement, then cut the thing down. If it shows signs of movement, then shoot it. Everybody, let's kill all the animals, cut down the trees. Let no man ever dispute it. If there's no sign of movement, then cut the thing down. If it shows signs of movement, then shoot it.
Well, it's always good to make fun of the Poms, isn't it? British Empire and all that, and the sort of wackiness as they went around beating up people all over the world. Now, actually, I meant to mention that this show actually won me 3 different song awards, but 2 of them are going to appear in other shows, because sometimes my songs end up in more than one album. Not very often, but on this occasion there were a couple, because this song was actually originally on a kids' album, the next song coming up, and I thought I'd chuck it in because it fitted in with one of the characters called Chip Wood, who's an Aussie, and he always dreamed of being a cricket player. It doesn't really, it's really just a throw in because cricket's not mentioned anywhere else. The story behind it actually is, there's 2 things. One is that in 1995 I became a top 10 finalist in the National Song Contest with this next song, but also it was actually written a fraction earlier And it really tells the story of my brother Juz and I, how we used to play in the backyard at home. My dad was a big cricket fan, and we used to love playing cricket. So we would give our Julian's 2 years younger than I, and my little sister is 8 years younger. And anyway, so when she was probably about 3 or 4, I'd probably get it. These days you'd end up in bloody court for this one. But we used to get a cricket ball, and we used to throw it down and try to get it to skid and try and get a caught behind this poor little thing. She's only a couple of feet tall, standing there with a bat right up to her head, unable to even lift it. And we used to throw the ball at her and try and get her caught behind. Of course, we never did actually hurt her, thank goodness. Could have done. But Dad didn't mind us playing with the cricket ball. He didn't know about that. But he didn't mind us playing with the cricket ball because he figured it was good for us. Sort of terribly British, isn't it? No helmet. Just go out there and do what you can, lads. And, of course, because we played with the cricket ball, every so often somebody would pull the ball, but they wouldn't pull it. They'd hook it, and they would hit the window to the laundry and smash it. And on many occasions, the man came back to fix that until eventually they wrote us off as a bad risk. And this song deals with all of that. The insurance man won't pay my dad his money.
The insurance man won't pay my dad his money, and it isn't very fair if you ask me. Just because the laundry window's slightly backward of square leg, and we use a proper cricket ball, you see. The insurance man says that my dad's a bad risk, but the man who puts the windows in likes me. He says when you pull the ball, you've got to roll your wrists, that's all. And then he says, I'll see you boys next week. The insurance man won't pay my dad his money, and it isn't very fair if you ask me. Just because the laundry window's slightly backward of square leg, and we use a proper cricket ball, you see. The insurance man won't pay for broken windows, but we've only broken 4 in the last month. Me mum keeps telling Dad they gotta use a tennis ball, but you can't play proper cricket with a tennis ball. It's in the laws, as sacred as your tea break or your lunch. The insurance man won't pay my dad his money, and it isn't very fair if you ask me. Just because the laundry window's slightly backward of square leg, and we use a proper cricket ball, you see. The insurance man won't pay my dad his money, and it isn't very fair if you ask me. So I'll teach my little sister how to umpire at square leg, and she can stop that cricket ball. She is only 3 years old, yes, she can stop that cricket ball. Though she is only 3 foot tall, yes, she can stop that cricket ball for me. Ball on the leg, stop, Jazz!
They were good times. We used to also put our little sister on the old solid, when they were solid, the old Hills hoists. You may remember them if you're old enough. And we used to sort of get her holding on for grim death and then spin it as fast as we could so she's almost sideways. The poor little thing, Elizabeth, used to get, because Juz was 6 years older than she was and I was 8 years older than she was, and so we used to get the pram when she was little and start rolling it down the road. Felton Road we lived at in Carlingford, quite steep, and what we'd do is we'd get the pram and we would let it go a little bit, grab it as it started to roll away, let it go a little bit and grab it. Anyway, you get the idea, but I'm surprised she actually survived all of that. Anyway, that's beside the point. As I said before, the Cut Down the Tree song, they all redeem themselves at the end, and everybody, it all ends up happily, and Ponsemby sees the evil of his former ways, and they all sing, let's kiss all the animals and plant a few trees. But it's the same song, so I'm not going to play that one for you. Same song, different lyrics. But the final song I'm going to play you for today is from the second act, And this song, I'm just checking up on what I'm going to play for you. Oh, that's right. It's the Jack Chirac, or the Jack Chirac. Chirac? That can't be right. Jack Chirac Rap. That's what I wanted to say the first time. If anybody is old enough to remember this, and this is a running gag through this particular play, that Jack Chirac at that time, the president of France, wanted to bring nuclear material to an atoll in the Pacific, and of course that caused great consternation in this part of the world. It's like, you keep your own bloody nuclear stuff over there, and you can have those problems. We don't want them, and so it became a feature of this particular show. So this song is very, very French in a way, and very, very not in another. It's called the Jack Chirac. I can't even say it. I'll try again. The Jack Chirac Rap. It's not that hard to say. I'm just having trouble saying it.
Jack Chirac started a crack and it fizzled in the deep blue sea. And it was all okay until it opened one day. Then it leaked radiation in the South Pacific Basin and it poisoned all the poissons for posterity.
Jack Chirac, so won't you get down, turn around, lay on your back. Jack Chirac, you're the king of radiation. All consideration is Jack Chirac, so won't you get down, turn around, lay on your back. Jack Chirac, now even though he ain't black, do the Jack Chirac rap.
Jack the Mouth, he went down south to purchase a pot of uranium. He was worried that a war would dawn in his door, so he tested his bomb, he sold it for a song. The whole damn lot landed right back on top of him.
Jack Chirac, so won't you get down, turn around, lay on your back. Jack Chirac, he the king of radiation. All consideration is Jack Chirac, so won't you get down, turn around, lay on your back. Jack Chirac, now even though he ain't black, do the Jack Chirac rap. Well, little Jack Horner sits alone in his corner, refusing to compromise. I know the major agrees they're alone in their tree. So you tell me, JC, could it possibly be that the whole world's wrong, but Jack is right? Jack Chirac, so won't you get down, turn around, lay on your back. Jack Chirac, he the king of radiation. All consideration is Jack Chirac, so won't you get down, turn around, lay on your back. Jack Chirac, now even though he ain't black, do the Jack Chirac rap. Clap your hands, boy. Woo! Gonna be a hot time in the Pacific tonight. Jack Chirac, so won't you get down and turn around and lay on your back. Jack Chirac, he the king of radiation. All consideration, he's Jack Chirac, so won't you get down and turn around and lay on your back. Jack Chirac, like he all consideration, he the king of radiation, he's Jack Chirac, so won't you get down, turn around, lay on your back. Jack Chirac, like he's all consideration, the king of radiation is Jack Chirac, so won't you get down, turn around, lay on your back. Jack Chirac, the king of radiation, all consideration, he's Jack Chirac, so won't you get down, turn around, lay on your back. Jack Chirac, now even though he ain't black, do the Jack Chirac.
And at the end of this particular show, as Ponsemby's talking to Charles, Charles says to him, "I love you, Ponsemby," to which he replies, that's very nice. And she says, no, you don't understand. And he says, trying not to, Charles. And she declares her love for him, and she gets off whatever clothes she's wearing, her sort of Chase the Fox type outfit, and reveals that she is in fact a woman. And then, as a result of that, every single character in the play standing on stage becomes a member of the opposite sex or something odd, of some sort of either a piece of wood or an ashtray or something. And it all ends up happily. And as I say, not a particularly sensible show, but it was a lot of fun. Back then in 1996 at the Richmond School of Arts at Windsor High School, kids were particularly good. There is some video footage of that somewhere. If you look at markclark.com.au, you should find it fairly easily, either in videos or sometimes I put things up on the main page you might find interesting, and at times you might find a snippet of that particular show or one of the others. Anyway, it's been nice being with you. That's the end of today's show, and I hope you come and listen to me next time. Cheers. That was Mark Clark Podcast, Musical 2, Ponsemby's Castle. Go to markclark.com.au if you'd like to hear some more songs, or read some of my plays, or read some of my screenplays or novels. See you next time.